Hello, I'm John Joe, and this is Line War. Today we have a 3v3 game. I was going to try and do a 2v2v2 game that Nox sent me, who is currently green. He did send it me, but unfortunately the replay doesn't work, so I'm going to keep trying to find some big battles to watch. Currently, it looks like Alpha Team has taken over the majority of the map in the picking phase, but... Ooh, getting a bit of shaky camera there. But it looks like two players on Alpha Team are going this side, blue and red. One in the north. Over here, yellow team. I like the hotkeys. I can switch between teams straight away without having to cycle through each player, which is awesome. And I can select them specifically through the hotkeys. Like that. So here we go. We got pink down here. There's Nox. One of Bravo team is right next to the enemy just here, which is going to be a bit unfortunate for him. Being so close to blue, not just blue, that is actually NutoriousNubs right here. So he's got two enemies to deal with, one of them is going to be supported with air units as well. So that is another thing to deal with. He's gone straight into eco, which is going to be a bit of a problem for him. I'm just going to switch straight to him, so he's going to have to try and defend this location. If he loses it, that's both that and the docks gone in one go. And I think they're going to do it. That is a lot of infantry there to try and deal with, and he doesn't have enough in there. They can't get past the actual building itself. And it's gone. There we go, right at the beginning of the game. It looks like NutoriousNubs has lost his big eco advantage. But he still has his industry over here, but that was still, what, 300 for the town, 250 for the docks, 550 money lost already. Anyway, their other team player is over on this side, able to collect a lot of territory for their team. If they go into the ocean, oceans actually do have more territory in them now, so that's going to be good, because you can see there's a lot of territory to claim out there as well, on both sides of the water. So, there. And we do have this player coming around to support Nubs over here. This is Nox. He is going for a navy already, so he is going to try and collect this eco. He's getting a trade route set up. I did not spot this earlier on. If he can set this one up here as well, that would be great. I think he may have got confused with this line here, though, as I think he was hoping for an instant trade route, but that's not going to be the case. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's why he's rushing his units over here, not to support Nubs, but just to try and get this one over here to build that up and get the trade route set up, which would actually be a very good play at this part. The other green player over there is sending over a helicopter to try and help defend this location, which will be great because there is a lot of units here and not a lot of anti-air. I don't even think they can see the air unit yet. They've just seen it. I'm a bit too slow at talking at the minute. Well, probably not, but still. Yellow in the top over here is going for a bit more eco, which is definitely a good play, as it's going to take them a little while to get to the enemy. I would like to know what the player over here is doing, NutoriousNubs. I've just realised I got the colours confused. I'm sorry, my eyesight is not playing well today. This is not NutoriousNubs, this is Samzyre, who is trying to fight this battle over here against two players, being supported by NutoriousNubs' helicopter over there. I don't see any other engagements happening just yet. But we do seem to have true trade boats up and running already. I think he's setting them up right now. I don't know if he's done that intentionally or if that's just the beta update where it's automatically building them anyway. Red's helicopter now coming in, taking on the helicopter, but he switched targets. The helicopter tried to shoot him for a little bit and gave up. It's like, he's not shooting me anymore. We'll just carry on firing at the artillery. Oh, and these bombers are coming in. They're going to be great. They can help clear out the structures instead before they could build the SAMs, but it looks like we've got quite a few SAMs coming out now. So if they do decide to do that, they're going to have to try and do that quite quickly, otherwise those SAMs will tear up these bombers. Over here it looks like we've got the green team and the yellow team about to face off. We can see that he's going for the engagement. We've got the white lines. I'm trying to keep the white lines on. I'm going to maybe considering getting rid of these lines so that we can just see these white lines and have an idea of what they're planning to do without the distraction of the colours on the field. So yellow team is also going for a bit of an engagement. It looks like some of his units are going this way though. Might be getting confused with the white lines doing this yet. I just had a bit of lag. I hope it's not lagging yet. The battle's really big later on, so I hope we can handle this. Oh, we have a cruiser coming in from Nox, who is bringing them in through this area, and he's managing to reach the structures. He might be able to hit 2 of these. And he might be able to try and target these SAMs if they get too close to the water. Over here, it looks like yellow team is going to trap these units in this area, which is not going to be good with the artillery rolling in. But it looks like there are some air units on the way. We've got the circle. The white circle is showing some air units. Over in this section, red is joining in this top section of the battle. They're coming in through the mountains, which is actually really good for the artillery. It does make them slower, but they're slower anyway, so having them come over the mountains is quite good, as it takes longer for the enemy to get to them, giving them more time to deploy and shoot them. There we go, we've got those green bombers coming in over this section of the map. They are already defended with some SAM units, but they're not quite high enough in numbers to take out these units just yet. So he's going to collect them up in one group over here before sending them towards the enemy. These SAM units have, it seems like they've cleared out some of the units in the air for the enemy, leaving the red player with the air superiority in this section. We do have the helicopter still on the ground just here, but he's a bit too nervous to launch, I believe. It would be good to send him this way maybe against these units just there. Over here, those units did get trapped in over there, and the yellow's infantry are going to just clear them up and probably claim that territory for themselves as the artillery just casually climb over those mountains there. Right, I'm going to swap back to the other team. I want to see what their progress is over the map. They've done good, but they are just using a couple of units to go this way. And that's a lot of territory they could have grabbed maybe a little bit quicker, but I assume some of these units are going to go that way as well. There we go, the bombers are taking quite a bit of damage from the SAM units. They are retreating right now. I'm not sure if that's because they're out of ammo. And we have one random soldier just in the mountains here, which I believe the other team, yeah, they can see. I was going to say they couldn't see, but they can. But it will stop them taking that territory just that little bit longer, so maybe it is better to just hide. And I've just noticed this player's lost pretty much the main starting location of his base. Samzyre. And he's got 2 structures left just there. Actually, he does have some more here. He's building a bit further back, closer to his allies, and he is sharing energy. So they can transfer some energy across. They've got a boat over here. I think he's just built one navy yard, sent out a boat to capture these territories. Might have been better off trying to do it in this area. There's a lot more potential for territories there to start with. Those bombers coming over this way. Both teams have their own bombers and helis. It feels like they're going for very similar ideas on how to play this game. But unfortunately for Bravo team's player Sam, he's going to struggle keeping these structures alive if they're in range of these bombers. We do have a couple of SAM units in here to defend, but I think they're being heavily damaged. There's one gone. They've got another one just there, but I think he's going to go soon as well. So those bombers may have free range over this area soon. And we are building up a large blob of red and blue forces here, mostly artillery backed up with a couple of SAM from both players. A well-balanced army there, and it looks like yellow has his frontline army here, who's doing a fair bit of damage, a bit of harassment, but he's building up some forces to follow that through with in a bit. So both teams here are doing very well at either defending and attacking. Unfortunately, the attacks are doing a lot more damage to Bravo team than Bravo team probably hoped for, but we are getting that trade route set up very soon. That may boost their economy to be able to push back. There we go, they're sending all these aircraft up here, but there are 4 SAM units in this area that would be able to stop those aircraft. It does look like they're going a different way. Maybe I thought they were going this way. But it looks like they are changing direction. We can see the line, they're going straight over here for the economy. The benefit of these bombers is that they are very good at targeting structures and they have great range. So they are able to move around the main forces. So he's trying to go around the back and stop their economy so that they can't keep on building up these forces. We do have some ships in this area trying to claim the territories, and that will help their economy as well. Doesn't look like Alpha Team is too worried about the oceans. Let's have a quick look at them. No, they're not too worried about their little ocean here. To be fair, that one's not too much to worry about, but there is this section here. There's quite a few territories there, or even the section here. There we go. Those aircraft are doing a lot of damage to this area. They've taken out an industry, damaged one. I believe that's going to go down, and the energy well may just go down as well. Try and keep an eye on that in the distance. There you go. There, another structure gone. Over here, red and blue are pushing forward, and they are doing so pretty rapidly. We do have a defensive line here, which will give these artillery some extra range. Usually if I have artillery, I like to have another line of defensive infantry just in front of them. Although generally infantry and defense is not very good, they do work as a good meat shield. Yellow team is getting dangerously close to the green's base over here. And those bombers just are not going to be able to hold them back. They are trying to target behind them anyway, and there are some SAM here now to try and defend. If they can just get that energy well, they might be able to ground the forces. No, they've got another one there anyway. But they might be able to slow down the Air Force at least. Just a little bit. Over here, this army is just being constantly backed up by new units. And with these units straying in, now that this defensive line is out, these units are just straying in there to try and get behind the defences. There you go, he's deleted it now. That is a good call. You do not want your artillery rolling there without deploying. They are just going to get taken out by this swarm of artillery. We do have enough SAM here to stop the aircraft. However, that is just diverting the aircraft towards green, who is already trying to hold off yellow. There you go, another structure goes down. I think Sam is pretty close to minimal amount of structures. He's got 3 structures here, a bit of eco, and the energy well still. So he's doing okay. But Alpha Team is putting on a lot of pressure in this game. And the trade route is set up now, so I would like to see the economy of the purple player in the bottom, which is Nox. Let's have to go on 5. Their economy is 816. Comparing to Sam, who's probably not doing so well on economy. No, he's on 340. Let's have a look at Alpha, and let's have a look at the last one actually. So 6, we've got Nox, who's on 600. So Alpha Team's players are 400. To be fair, that's not that great either at this point in the game. But I suppose he has been trapped by the enemy and red, so their team are probably still doing alright collectively. Let's have a look at Bigler. We've got 749. And Alex is at 600 as well. So they are trying to build up their economy, but the harassments are slowing the economy's progress down. But their attacks on Bravo Team are slowing down them in general, so we're going to see if the economy boost that Bravo Team is getting right now is going to be worth it in the long run. The bombers are harassing this area completely, but maybe they're spreading out the damage too much. At this point, you might want to just target a specific structure, particularly these airfields. Otherwise, they're just spreading their damage out too much, and the structures may heal before they come back. Maybe not completely, but just some of it. We are having some connection issues during this battle with Alpha Team's first player, Demon Sav. But it looks like he's may have sorted it out. I'm not sure if that symbol's still there, so I'm not sure. We'll keep an eye on that. Luckily, the sound that you're hearing there isn't too annoying like it has been in the past. They have fixed that, and now it's just showing the symbol but not actually bleeping. But it looks like he's still giving commands out. They haven't seemed to stop moving completely, but he could have just set the commands up for quite a while. They are setting up some more defenses further back, trying to slow down the enemy as much as possible at this point. So let's switch teams. Let's go back here. What are their plan? There's their plan. They have a rocket in the bottom there. That is their Complete plan. Slow down the enemy, fire a rocket, and then push. We'll have to see if that ends up working out for them. And we do have a trade route here, but that connects all the way over here. I don't think they're going to be able to use the trade route, but he is hoping for the economy boost. Down here, it looks like the defensive positions are struggling here. At this point, the enemy is just far too close. You need to delete these lines again. We do have some units there, so we'll keep them there for a little bit, but once some more units get in there, I'll probably delete them. Now we have all three players focusing their ground forces in the defense of this location right now, in hopes that this rocket is going to save them. And to be fair, Alpha Team's units are very close together. They're all feeding through in this small section of the map. That is all within range of one blast of the rocket, pretty much. Yellow team is holding back a little bit, which is actually allowing this team to focus their efforts all over here right now. But the helicopters from red are coming in to try and stop those reinforcements backing up this area, which are pushing them up this way, and yellow team is coming down, but I think this force can take that out. If not backed up by these helicopters anyway. But they do have reinforcements, however most of it is SAM units. And they have dug in this area, which is very good to do. I mean, if you've got some SAM units, you want to protect a certain area. If you put them in those dug in positions, they won't follow any other command, they'll just stay there. And they get extra defense. These positions now need to be deleted. These units, like this artillery right here, is just moving in and getting shot before it gets deployed. So that defensive bonus is pretty much worthless at that point. So he needs to delete that line, which is a bit unfortunate as he's losing units in which he desperately needs to protect this area. So far so good. It looks like both players, or both teams, are trying to build up their economy a little bit. But I feel like Alpha Team's a bit confident at the minute that they are pushing through, and they are getting really close to the enemy structures right now. That rocket is half built maybe. But the economy of Nox, I want to quickly check on now that he's got his trade route set up. He's nearly at 1,000 every minute. And these bombers are coming in to trying to protect this area. There is quite a few SAM there. I don't think that is a good idea. Those bombers aren't going to last long against SAM. But they will take quite a few out with them before they go. But unfortunately, I just think air units are not effective in any way, shape or form to take out SAM. Simply avoid at all cost. But we got some tanks rushing in to try and take out these artillery, and all of these units could take out these SAM units afterwards, which could have paved the way for them at a bit of a later date. Well, not date, but time. You get what I mean. The helicopters are moving in as well, but they're pretty much going to a wrong position here. They're going straight into some SAM units as well. Not that they know that. Maybe we'll have a look. They can see it now, so maybe they did know. But it might have been worth just sending these helicopters in to support this army. No, there's quite a few SAM there too. Maybe to attack these tanks. There you go. It's always difficult to know exactly what to do in this game. I do find it curious that most of Blue's units are coming in over this area and around this mountain. I think they're just desperately trying to avoid this water, knowing that there's cruisers there particularly. I've just spotted there's a little island over there. I wonder... Oh, there's the rocket. Don't miss that. There we go. It's going in. It's hit directly above the majority of the enemy's units. That has taken out pretty much the entire direct threat. That should give them a bit of breathing room. There was a bit of collateral damage, but that should give them a little breathing room to try and build up and push back. So, Bravo team does have some territories in this water. I think they could have taken over some more territories. There's one right here. These units could have got. They haven't quite got it yet. I'm not sure if they have this one. I think they do. And there's a few... they have that one. I can't tell if they've got that one or if I'm just being blind. Oh, he's still got one there. Okay, maybe I was wrong. I think they've got most of them. But they don't have this one. Neither team has the water there or this island here. I mean, if yellow team focused on crossing this water here and trying to go through the back, they might have been able to put a bit of extra pressure in a different location. Another structure going down. So Alpha team do still have a good push going on here. However, Bravo team is building up a force together and they are pushing back. Green up here being a bit more successful against the enemy. These bombers coming in straight over these SAM units. But these SAM units are going to have to get closer to fight these helicopters. As they don't fly directly over the enemy, they just hover in the area and then fly back. Which in some respects is a good advantage for them. As we can see, the Alpha team are still bringing in their units, but they're on single file line commands going into an army. Which is not going to work out. Wow, you need to spread these commands out a bit more. It's like maybe lines of 3 or 5. Just to make sure they don't arrive one at a time. And having one on a blue command means they're just going to walk into it. So if he doesn't change this one, like these ones he hasn't, then having these guys move in like that. I can see what he's done though. He's set up a line here and this orange line here. So when they get there, they do sort of fan out a bit. These ships are on the move. I kind of want to see what they're going to be doing. In fact, do Bravo team still have that nuke? They do. So they're building another one. They've got another one on the way. They're going to be able to fire that once again in this area, allowing their forces to build up even more. Bravo team's been hit hard early on in this game. He does still have some units here he could potentially use. All he'd need is one boatyard over here, navy yard. Send it across to this island here, get some extra territory. Then you can claim these and push across. That would be a big boost in economy as well. But I think they're just been harassed at this point. Both teams probably believe they've got everything in the map so far. And have just hyper-focused on the battle ahead of them. Green's use of tanks in the front lines here are probably playing a major role in their success in this area. However, this one is not going to survive much longer. He's being shot at by artillery. But the tank is moving in forward. He might be able to take one more artillery before he goes down. But with the amount of units firing at him, I'm not so sure on that anymore. But I think that's what's allowing them to win up here. The use of tanks, artillery and infantry. And not just relying on a blob of artillery. Backed up by some infantry. The trade routes doing pretty well for Nox down in the corner there. Blue's feeling a bit of pressure here. He's set up some defences just in case the enemy moves forward. I mean, yellow team's mostly all the way up here, so it would probably be quite likely that green team would move this way. So that is not a bad place for the defence. Let's switch teams again. We've got the bombers here from Bravo team that they could reach in this area. And if they decide to go here, I've just spotted this little guy. We got another nuke coming in from the other team. But that's quite close to the front lines. I'm not sure that's going to get built in time. Even if the artillery move too slowly, the enemy have a nuke, and they're likely to use it in this area. And it only takes one nuke to destroy one of these. Green team is taking over some territory. They are taking it a bit slower, just to try and grab that economy. There's the nuke. It's coming in directly on top of that rocket. I think they must have seen it, even through the stealth and the stealth of the forest. They have taken out that rocket before blue team could use it. Green's bombers have come in up in the north. It looks like they've done some damage, but I think they may have seen all the SAM units that are dug in over here and maybe retreated straight away. There's quite a few SAM dug in everywhere. They have made a great defense against these bombers. Which is going to force these bombers to go elsewhere, which I would probably target this little location here. There isn't much anti-air. There is a bit, and they will probably spread out to this area as well. But your army is moving there as well. These SAM units are moving in, and I don't think they really should do. These circle commands need to be moved, but I realise I'm saying this, and we still have that connection issue. I think blue team have disconnected, and their commands are just sitting there, so That doesn't help Alpha Team either. Blue Team is pretty much dead in the water and not able to do much. He's got quite a lot of money backed up, so I think that's pretty much telling us the same thing. Now I know that that's what that means and it's actually happening. I'll know better in the future. So unfortunately for Alpha Team, one of their players is still playing, but not there. Technically just AFK for the rest of the match. Over here, a lot of helicopters moving in. The SAM are coming in to back these units up, but they do take a tank and an artillery down with them. The helicopters do not retreat. They're stuck in here. They're surrounded by SAM units at this point, and I don't think they're going to last much longer. They will target the SAM units first, and they are going to take at least one out, probably two. But they run out of ammo, so they're retreating, but I don't think they're going to manage to land, or at least not in one piece. Well, one does escape. The bombers have redirected from the yellow team towards the blue team instead, and I think blue team's constructing a town here, so maybe they aren't disconnected like I thought they were. No, they've spent some money, or unless, yeah, they're spending money. They've come back maybe. I think they're just having general connection issues. But Bravo team have pushed forward, and they are doing a good job at turning the tide of this battle around with the rockets they've had, and potentially because of the disconnection issues, which is just a bit unfortunate. Helicopters are moving over this way with an interceptor now in play, so these guys are going to clear up the air units fairly quickly, and we have another rocket here which is quite likely to survive any rocket attacks unless discovered and targeted specifically. I don't think anything's going to accidentally hit it. Not in a vulnerable spot at all. The cruiser does come back in and does take out, well, two cruisers, takes out one infantry there. I don't think they can really reach much else, but if these SAM units stray off just a little bit, there you go, just like that, the cruiser is able to reach them. And is going to try and get some of these units as they come out for production. That is a pretty good place to have your cruisers. You're nullifying a complete factory just there. Blue team's taken off the defense here. He's got other plans. He's bringing his units around this way, which they kind of need to do. The threat from greens is being dealt with by yellow, or at least trying. The tables have turned in this game, and it looks like Bravo team is doing a great push here. I would like to know if they have another rocket available or if they got rid of it. They do, and it's ready right now. They're building a city. So Nox in the corner here is going heavy into eco, and that is allowing him to push alongside his allies. What is his economy right now? So he's got... We're not looking at Nox. There we go. That's better. 900. So when that city builds, it's going to push it just past 1,000. Maybe quite a bit past it. I'm not sure. Not many other players in this game went heavy into eco, but I remember Yellow did. I think he's got quite a few structures, but he never managed to build a city. So we have the battle down here. I'm going to try out the free camera. I haven't done it yet, but I have been fairly interested in it. If you hold shift, it moves the camera just that little bit faster. So if I try and go, there we go. I do love how the free camera looks. If I try to move too much though, it kind of looks like it's lagging a little. But we can see pretty much the entire battle going on here. This looks pretty cool. Makes it feel a bit more like war games here, where we've got a bit more of an angle. We can see a lot of what's going on. Those bombers are taking off over in the north area there. They're coming over the main green army there, but they're going to fly straight over these SAM units. I'm pointing at the screen as if you can see, but there is an interceptor over there as well. These forces just down here are going to take out pretty much everything there right now, and the cruisers are going to stop anything coming out of some of these factories, maybe, but they are providing a bit of support there. There's a blue rocket there. However, you got to remember, as soon as the enemy see this rocket here, they have their very own rocket over there somewhere. We can't see it right now. Can I swap views like this? Yes, I can. so I can look at their rocket. There it is. Just over there. There we go. I'm going to take it back off the free camera now. Thought we'd have fun with it. Let me know if you want to see some more free camera angles in the comments below. But right now I'm going to switch to their team because they're on the defense. The SAM units have moved into the mountains here, which is a very good idea, but unfortunately there's just not enough on the ground to defend them. Green over here is pushing yellow in the north, and as soon as they get to this area they're going to start clearing out some SAM units themselves, allowing a bit more breathing room for their aircraft to try and take some structures out. I feel like Bravo team did a great job at coordinating a retaliation after their rocket. Oh, and there we go. We have red team who is cancelled out of this game, is resigned. Yellow team soon after. And blue team is left in the game. He has disconnected as well. So Bravo team managed to take that with some pretty good coordinated attacks there. Or defenses, should I say. And we'll have a quick look at the stats. I was pretty impressed with that battle. It was nice to see how they all tried to coordinate together. I would have liked to see some more sneaky stuff, maybe trying to get some commandos in around the side. Trying to use the water a bit more. You could have probably done with like transport boats sneaking around the sides of the enemies there. That could have been quite a cool thing to see. But I'm not sure it's actually going to show it, so I might end up having to cut this video short. I do apologise if it's not going to show us the replay stats. However, thank you for watching this video, and I'm not sure if it's loading or if it's just crashed. My mouse is still working pretty well. Either way, there are 2 videos on screen, probably right now, if not very soon. Feel free to click one of those, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget, you can share your replays on my Discord or Line Wars Discord themselves. Both links are in the description below. We finally have it, there we go. That's cool. I'll just stay on here a little bit quickly. If you want to see more of it, feel free to pause it. But it looks like Bravo team only just took over in economy late in the game, but they were behind for the economy most of the game. There we go. Thank you for watching. I'll see you around.